Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your ancestors' messages. So this is going to be a reading for the people born under the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun cards. If you do not know what your tarot birth card is, and if you're interested, or should I say if you're interested in the decks I'm using, everything, the links, it's all in the description box below. Obviously this is general reading, so please, if the message doesn't resonate, it's just not the message for you today. Otherwise, without further ado, let's begin. So I hope you are all doing well and that you've had a good month so far. If you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now is the time to take a couple of deep breaths as I shuffle it. So what do my Aquarians born under the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card need to hear from their ancestors for their highest good, please? What are the messages? Alright, this wanted to come out, I'll take it. So we have the Rhodonite card with the message of revitalization. This is how this card looks like. So it's to do with maybe you've been a bit burnt out. Please forgive my dogs, they've just heard something. So maybe you've been a bit burnt out and your ancestors are actually turning or attracting your attention to the fact that this is going to pass. You know, your energy is going to get picked back up. And we also have the, I can't pronounce that word, I'm afraid, but it's brecciated jasper. It's a kind of jasper anyway, which is very grounding stone. And this is reparation. So yeah, that was kind of what I was feeling for you. Things getting better, but obviously I will clarify this. Let me grab the other oracle and see what other messages we can get. I just realized you can barely see the cards, I'm sorry. Let me put them here. And from this deck we have card 22, the Path. And we have number 3, New Dawn. Yes, I was very getting the vibe with the reparation and revitalization of things changing for you. So if you've been feeling exhausted, or if someone has hurt you, or simply if life has been kind of hard for you, this is your ancestors saying to you, hey, don't worry about it, things are getting better. They're aligning things for you. Let me just move this away, and making sure you know, that you are on the right path. This card, the Path, clearly shows you, I don't know if you can really see it, that the destination is the same, but there are different ways of getting to it, and they're guiding you towards the right way, you know, the path that's going to be the most beneficial for you. With the card of New Dawn as well, number 3, which in numerology represents expansion, creation, growth, the promise of a new beginning. You know, things are going to look brighter. I can really see that, which is obviously a lovely message to have for you. Now let me clarify those messages with the tarot. So can you clarify those messages, please, for my Aquarians? This card wanted to come out, I will take it. Alright, let's cut the deck. So that's the first card. Okay, so the card that desperately wanted to come out was the Two of Swords. We also have the King of Wands, the Nine of Swords, so we have a couple of air energy going on here. And the Seven of Swords, it's all swords except the King of Wands. And the bottom of the deck, which is the energy at work, is the Nine of Pentacles. How beautiful. Now this is very, very nice to see. And I will talk to you about this in a minute. I hope it's in the frame. I'm trying to squish everything. Okay, so remember when I mentioned the path and saying that there are different ways of getting to the destination, you know, to where things will be better for you. We then have that Two of Swords. Now, the twos represent the duality aspect of things in our lives. They also represent crossroads and having to make a decision. Now, you have a lot of air energy, which means that there's a lot of heavy mental energy with the Two of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. That is the bigger element in your reading. So this is all to do with the thoughts you're having, the knowledge that you gain about your maybe seeking for truth as well, and generally speaking, the experiences that you have and how you perceive them. And the Two of Swords is a card of protection. It is you protecting yourself. Now, it can be for many reasons, but your guard is up is the essence of the card. You know, maybe you're guarded because you're tired, because you are burnt out, whether we're talking physically or even emotionally. Which I can see with the presence of revitalization and reparation. So your guard is up, you're not making a decision, you know, it's that kind of energy. Now, this King of Wands could be the person who things are going to get mended with. And obviously, you know, no genders attached, we're talking about the energy of the card. So the Kings represents mastery, you know, excellence in their suit. And the Wands is fire, so this is passion, desire, someone's spirit and willpower. The King of Wands is someone who's an entrepreneur, someone who's going to take calculated risks, someone who has, you know, a thirst for living, you know, active person. When they come into a room, you notice them. They have that charisma about them. So there may be somebody who has wounded you emotionally. Now, it could be in a romantic relationship, but it could also be at work, a co-worker or even a boss, and things are going to get better. Your ancestors are working on getting you to heal so you can move forward. Now, this King of Wands could also be someone who's going to help you. So obviously take what resonates. It may be the person who did the wounding, or it may be somebody who's going to help you. It may also be a call from your ancestors to embody the energy of this card, to take the reins of your life and advance with a lot of self-confidence, because the King of Wands is not somebody who would have doubts. Okay, this is someone who's very driven and has self-confidence in their own capacities and abilities. And so this message is coming through for some of you, because this is coming out of your shell with the Two of Swords, where your defense is up and you're not so sure. The word they're saying to me is vulnerable, feeling vulnerable. And this King of Wands, this is an alien concept to a King of Wands. The King of Wands is self-assured. And that would be the way of, you know, moving out of the Nine of Swords energy, because the Nine of Swords is what I call the card of courage. This is when we are attacked by our negative thoughts and they keep on coming back in a circle. And, you know, we can either choose to go down the rabbit hole and get worried and kind of surrender to the anxiety and the stress, or we can make a conscious decision to face those thoughts for what they are and understand that what we feed with our thoughts will materialize in the real world. We are the creators of our world. I really believe this. And so when the Nine of Swords appears, this is a card that says, hey, be careful, you're starting to think negatively and you need to be aware of this. The Nine of Swords energy is heavy mental energy, and this King of Wands would not succumb to this kind of energy. But as I said, for some of you, it's someone who you need to heal with, or someone's going to help you revitalize, you know, get more energy and maybe even choose the right path for you. But the one message I'm getting very, very distinctively with the Seven of Swords is that you need to work smarter, not harder. When the Seven of Swords appears in a reading for me, it is the sign that you need to think out of the box, or take the least trodden path. It's really about doing things differently, because 7 is the number of analysis, and when we analyze things, it gives us self-confidence, because we understand what happened, why it happened, what we need to do, and then it enables us to move forward. And to me, 7 is made up number 4 and 3, which is the strong foundations. We analyze what is stable, what would work, and then number 3 is that growth, that expansion, which we have in this card here, which pushes you forward. So this is a card of strategy. In the Rider-Waite-Smith, as you can see, this is an iteration of a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is somebody who's taking the swords at night from the other army so that he doesn't have to fight tomorrow and he doesn't have to die. So you can see what I'm trying to say to you. And this is, to me, a very clear message that you need to take the path that you probably wouldn't have thought would be the right one for you. That's what I'm getting very distinctively. Maybe the path that may appear more daunting to you. That's the way to go. That's the message that they're getting. And you will see it. It's going to become very clear with the new dawn. As you can see here, she's emerging from the water, which represents your consciousness, your emotions. And this is a new way of looking at things, a new way of thinking, which obviously will be a great progress from this Nine of Swords energy, which can be a bit heavy. And all of that is being arranged so you get to your Nine of Pentacles. That's what your ancestors are doing, and this is a beautiful energy. It is probably my favorite minor arcana, because the 9 in the Tower represent achievement, generally speaking, and the coins or pentacles are to do with your everyday life. It's the physical world. So the 9 of Pentacles is a card of abundance, of prosperity, whether this is emotional, spiritual, or just financial. But this is a card that acknowledges the hard work that has gone through in order to get to that point. This is also a card that gives you a lot of self-confidence, because you know you can stand on your own 2 feet on your own. You don't need other people. You've made it. You've spent the time. You've worked diligently. You've applied yourself, and maybe even taken some risks. And you got there to that level of prosperity and stability because of it. You know, it didn't come easily. You've had to go through, you know, quite a few challenges, probably, you know, jump through a few hoops, but it's happening, and this is the way it's going. So if you're feeling like things have been hard recently, don't worry, because the cards are very, very clear about the fact that this is not going to remain this way. It's a very positive message from your ancestors. So let me grab this deck and grab a couple of final messages for you. So can we have some final messages for my Aquarians, please? So we have the first quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. That's the message I was getting with this King of Wands when I was saying obviously take what resonates, but this King of Wands may just be your ancestors telling you to empower yourself, to have faith in yourself, to take action, to listen to your drive and just go for what you want. Which obviously, you know, fire energy here, this is fire as well, obviously with Aries. So this is really a confirmation of this message that it is up to you really to just step up, because you've got this. It's all within yourself. It's about transmuting whatever has wounded you or weakened you, whatever the case may be, because for some of you there's going to be obviously gradation. You know, for some of you it's a deep wound, for others it's just physical burnt out or too much work. Obviously take what resonates. And we also have the first quarter moon in Virgo, assess the situation. Let me show you the card. So we've got 2 first quarter moons, okay? I don't believe in coincidences, so you may want to do something around a first quarter moon. Just generally speaking, if you do some rituals or maybe a meditation, whatever works for you, whatever you do. But assess the situation. So this is earth energy with Virgo. This is really looking at things, as I was saying to you, with courage, understanding that this is just a matter of facing the negative thoughts that come up and just grounding ourselves, being mindful and going, no, do you know what, I'm not gonna go down that road. I know this is just a thought and I'm gonna choose to think positively and I'm gonna follow my goal. And again, assess the situation is calling for having a strategy, which is what the Seven of Swords is, so that you can choose the right path for you and how you get to, you know, your Nine of Pentacles. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey for the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any ways, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I'm truly humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a wonderful end of the month and I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.